Know how this looked because it's already been finished with a colored pencil. So you had that to work toward. I have two brushes out. Here they are. This one is the smaller and it has a point at the end. It's a round brush. This one is much larger. It holds more paint. It has a very tiny pointed point also, and I'm going to choose it because it's going to hold more paint and I won't have to dip into the paint any more often, so not so many times. Here are the two colors of paint that I've chosen. Cadmium Lemon, it's a Winsor & Newton color, and Raw Sienna, I'm sorry, that's a Winsor & Newton also. So let me move those out of the way. My wash is a mix of those two colors. It's thin enough to make a shape, and I have to keep stirring it because these watercolors, when you make them into washes and keep them, they want to settle out. So I want to see what that color will be. Let's put it right here and see what that looks like. Nice and yellow, good color. All right, this one's going to go fast because I'm going to dip into the yellow. I'm going to blot out some of the excess from the brush. I'm going to wipe my fingers off and I'm going to start in. All right, I'm going to start right around the M. This is where I have to be the most careful. And I'm going to pull the watercolor as I come out. Now the nice thing about using watercolor and colored pencil is that you don't have to be so careful about letting an edge dry. Oh, I have a piece of something right there. I'm not sure I got that. And I'm just going to go ahead and get the rest of the M right now. There's paint in the brush. Go around the M. A little more paint when I need it. Start working the paint out. Watch out for the little sparkle right here. It's going to show up a little bit more once the yellow gets on around it. Go around the M. Work back into the sparkle a little bit. If I don't exactly hit the sparkle, it's not going to matter because it doesn't show up as much as it would show up if this were like a red M&M or one of the darker ones. And before I finish, I'm just going to go ahead and do this all around the edge. Working over the wax that's applied somehow helps to keep from making an edge of the colored pencil, or I'm sorry, the watercolor, and having that edge dry on you and leaving a little dark edge there. It doesn't seem to happen so much. The watercolor actually is held in a kind of a net made by the colored pencil. The colored pencil, because it's incomplete in its application, and you can see those white dots of paper showing through it, those little open spaces act like a net, and they just capture the watercolor as you put it on there. And it's just, it stays right in that little net. I'm just going to go right back down around the edge a little bit, pull that color back in, and then I'm going to sweep right out here into the shadow. And this can go quickly. Just carefully getting out to the edge so everything matches now. There's a little bit of yellow in the cast shadow. The M&M is nice and yellow. You spent more time with a colored pencil, so if you're more comfortable with a colored pencil, that's the way you might want to work, doing colored pencil first and doing most of the work with the colored pencil. If you're more familiar with watercolor, you can actually start painting the M&M and put the colored pencil on last if you want to. That's up to you. It works both ways, which you'll see in a project that's coming up. Okay, here's the finished M&M, all done. Looks good enough to eat.